I've done a lot of travel in my life, right? I would travel 30 to 40 weekends a year doing commentary for fighting game tournaments, right? That was my job. I got asked recently, like, do you have any bad stories about commentary? And I kind of forgot, to be honest, because I'm kind of detached from it. It's been a while since I was at all these events. It's been years now, actually, right? You know, I should tell some of these travel stories before I forget them. And this one is from 2018, so it's already a reasonably old story, but it is probably one of the roughest trips I've ever had. The event I went to, this was back in 2018. I went to SEAM, Southeast Asia Major, happens in Singapore. That's very fucking far from me. I don't know if you guys know that. So I flew across the universe. SEAM has always been an event I've really wanted to go to because it's like where all of the killers in Asia would always go. The event was so fucking stacked all the time. And I'd never been to Singapore. So I was like really excited to go, right? Tasty Steve and I fly over there. We land in Singapore. And I'm telling you, chat, I don't know if I've ever slept this well in my fucking life on a flight. I'm not kidding when I say our total flying time was like 16 hours or something like that. I slept like 13. I woke up and I felt fucking like a new man. I felt so good. We land, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. The event starts tomorrow. We got this whole day ahead of us. What the fuck are we gonna do? So we met up with a bunch of locals. I'm sure you guys know Sien, his girlfriend Jen, who's a very good fighting game player and a tattoo artist. She was awesome. She was like, you guys are trying to fucking hang out in Singapore? Let's do it. So we got a bunch of food. We hung out with her and like Foo Bar and everybody. It was a great time. I was refreshed from the flight, feeling fucking great. So I crashed. I was like, okay, let me get some sleep tonight and I'll go do commentary the next day. Now, when I mention SEAM is a stacked event, I don't just mean in terms of the talent, but in 2018, it was a tour event for the Dragon Ball Tour. And it was a Capcom Premier event and an Asia regional final. So you have the open bracket Premier tournament, which is a normal Premier event, which are the big ones, right? And then on the next day, you have to have the Asia regional final. So all the best players in Asia, you know, based on ranking on the leaderboard, are going to play each other. So this event is just absolutely stacked. And I'm there to do Dragon Ball and Street Fighter. Of course, chat, this will not surprise you as I am cursed. I have 8 a.m. commentary. I'm still beat up, right? It doesn't matter how much sleep you get flying this far. I'm still beat up. I'm the only non-local with an 8 a.m. shift, you know? I wake up, I commentate some Street Fighter. Then I commentate some Dragon Ball. You know, I'm jumping back and forth, right? Just going, right? It's a good time. And it's getting later and later, chat. You know, it's 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I've been there commentating 14 hours or something. Doing commentary, you know, take a break. Do commentary, take a break. I've been on and off the mic all day. It's getting later and later and later. The top 8 for this tournament is still not started. And it's so, like, I've already been in the venue for so fucking long. The top 8 for this event finished and Big Bird won. He became the SEAM champion for the open bracket event at like 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the morning. My body is destroyed. All that extra sleep I caught on the flight is just fucking brutalized. I have no idea how I have 8 a.m. commentary and commentating until 2 o'clock in the morning. But that's what happens to me every event. So, you know, I'm like, okay. And you know, the best part about doing commentary like this is that you just see people, why do they look so tired? They're not even getting hype. Where's the energy? And I'm like, so we finish the first day and I'm just dead, right? And the good news is I don't have to be up as early for day 2. The second day, I just have a top 8, knock it out of the park. I'll be chilling. We get some coffee. We roll over to the venue. I'm feeling good. Commentate Dragon Ball top 8. So it's Juna, Obama, and I. Kazunoko's twerking on everybody. That was the year he got 1 billion Dragon Balls. My voice is already a little shaky. It's already pretty beat up. I'm physically pretty fucking tired. But the good news is that once I finish Dragon Ball, I'm done. So I'm like putting everything I got into this. You know, I'm like fucking going into it, watching Bardock level 3s, like fucking Ghost Oki's running. I'm just like getting hype and I'm wrapping it up so we can be done for the event, right? We finished Dragon Ball. I'm like, cool. And afterwards, you know, Street Fighter top 8's gonna happen. So I'm like, nice. Okay, I'm gonna go get dinner. I'm fucking hungry. I haven't eaten all day. It's over, right? So I'm having dinner with the Dragon Ball crew, right? I'm eating. I'm thinking to myself, oh man, what a weekend. I put everything I had into it. And then my phone starts to light up. And I'm like, that's weird. My phone's going off. And then I see it again. And then I get a message that's like, hey, you need to check the group message. And the top 8 for Street Fighter 5 is also 3-person commentary. It's supposed to be Kenny Omega, Z, and Giuna. So I open my phone. Against my better judgment, I see in the group chat a cacophony Just everybody freaking the fuck out. I scroll all the way back up to read the original message, and I see a certain individual. Guys, I'm really not feeling well. I'm feeling really, like, after that event, I'm feeling lightheaded. I'm feeling sick. Like, I don't feel great. I feel really rough, and I don't think I can do the Street Fighter top 8. They're like, oh shit, what are we gonna do? We gotta get Sajam to do the Street Fighter top 8. And I'm like, whoa, guys. You got 200 people to do it, right? It's fine. It shouldn't be an issue. You don't need 3. Like, who needs 3? Who's ever had 3 commentators in their life? Never heard of it. Just, Kenny Omega and Z. 3 is extra. And they were like, we've already got it set up for 3. We need you to do it. You have to do this. Juna is dying. You have to come back and do it. Imagine I'm like physically and mentally done. And just I'm staring at this plate of curry, right? And I'm like, I've already done 2 top 8s this weekend. I commentated all day the day before, 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. I'm just so fucking dead. And now I have to do the Street Fighter Asia final. Now, funny thing about the Asia Premier events are top 8 brackets. Everybody starts in winners. They're like 4 hours or like 4.5, right? They're fucking chunky brackets. It's basically an entire top 16 stream. So I'm sitting there like staring at my curry, and I'm like, yeah, I guess I can help, right? I guess I can. And they're like, you have to come right now. I'm like, I'm almost done with my meal. Can I? And they're like, we need you. And I'm like, okay, here's some money. We pay, and I basically have to run back to the venue. And I like show up, and I'm like putting on the headset or whatever, and I'm sandwiched in between Kenny Omega and Z. And Z, he has something in his hand. I don't know what it is, right? And I'm like, okay, I can do this. There's 3 people. Even though this is the lengthiest top 8 of the weekend, there's 3 of us, right? So in theory, I should be able to lean on Kenny Omega and Z. That's my theory, right, Troy? Come here, you. That's my theory. Let them carry, right? And Kenny is less experienced, but Z, on the other hand, he's been doing this his whole life, right? It shouldn't be a problem. So Z has these apples in his hand, right? And he's like staring at them. And I'm like, what's the deal, man? Like, why you got these apples? And he's like, someone provided these apples and I haven't consumed them. Who would leave these apples here? And I'm like, Z, I don't know. I don't know what you want from me, but just eat the apples. I don't care. I don't know, man. And so he eats the apples, right? He just eats the apples. And I'm like, okay, I got my curry. He's got his apples. He's fucking powered up. It's time for top 8. I'm like trying to psych myself up, right? I'm like, hey, what up, everybody? Welcome to the Asia Regional Final. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm so excited for this. How you doing, Kenny? He's just like, fucking, yeah, I'm gonna V-trigger someone in the head. I'm like, whoa, how you doing there, Z? And Z's just like, the atmosphere is, and he just goes off on he quotes Socrates. I'm like, hell yeah. So, life is good. I'm like, okay, these 2 are gonna be in there for the carry. And the first match starts to happen, and things are good, right? We're chilling. I'm trying to do commentary. I'm delivering some analysis, right? I'm sitting there, and I notice Z got really quiet. There's just kind of a lull, and I look over at Z. He's like holding the bag, staring at the bag of apples. I don't really know what's happening. I'm just doing commentary. And Z is like staring at the bag of apples, and he just goes, and looks right at me. And I can see that he is no longer in this galaxy. He had ascended to a realm far beyond my mortal understanding. I realized that these apples are edibles or something, right? I don't know what was in the bag. There's like juice in the bottom of the bag, right? He had somehow, he just ate apples that were left on the commentary podium, and they're drugged. So much for the carry. I'm so fucking tired. I'm relying on the other 2 people, right? Kenny is green, but he's got a lot of energy, which is good. And then Z is fucking zooted out of his fucking mind. And I'm like, okay, Sajam, keep it together. Don't crack. This is the moment where it all comes together. And I'm just like, whew. And right when I went, I heard a lot of loud noises. I'm hearing cheering and screaming and like all kinds of stuff. And it's not about the match I'm currently watching. And I look over to the left side of me, to the corner. The main stage is to my right over here. I look over to the corner on the left. And sitting over on the side stream is Giuna and Obama and a bunch of people chugging alcohol. And Juna's just like, yeah, let's go anime, let's fucking go. This is my stream, motherfuckers. We can curse on here. Boom. Got his ass, fucking anime, motherfucker. Let's go. Woo. And he's just chugging alcohol. This motherfucker said he was dying. He said, I'm dying, sick on the ground. I cannot do this top 8. And the TO in a panic grabbed me instead. And I look over and he's fucking partying. He's a frat boy. And I'm just like, and the big jump in there from Gotchkun's gonna get the hit over there. Carry Tokido to the corner. Nice work. Gonna get the combo. I had to phase it out of my existence. Because if I looked back, I would have drop kicked the anime commentary table over. I would have power bombed him through it. I had to instead focus on the match in front of me, and I finished the top 8. I made it. And guess who got invited back? After working their ass off all week, just saving the day, commentating with a zooted out Z, doing 3 top 8s. Guess who got invited back and did seem that the following year? That man. Not me. West Coast privilege, by the way. Yeah, West Coast privilege. You can actually show up, dodge shifts, get drunk as fuck, not give a fuck about your job. They're like, we can't wait to have him back. That's how it goes. Was there ever retribution? What do you mean? Oh, you're talking about him literally just saying, I don't feel very well, and then getting drunk as fuck and streaming BlazBlue on his channel? Everybody was like, oh yeah, makes sense. Accountability, you overestimate people. Something about that you understand with life, I think sometimes, just in general, as you age, is that some people just can fuck up their job incredibly bad. I don't even mean this, because this isn't even that big of a fuck up. There's worse fuck ups I've seen. Somebody could literally just absolutely shit the bed and fuck their job up entirely, right? And then someone else will be like, yeah, but you know, come on, it's him. And then they'll just hire them again. That is life. I want you to understand. That is life. That's Johnny. You don't like Johnny? You know, he doesn't always get it done on time, but he's great. And you're like, he hasn't finished a project in like 6 months. You're like, yeah, that's Johnny. I don't know what happened with the apples. I honestly, that is the greatest mystery. Who the fuck put those apples on the table? Who drugged Z? Because afterwards, he came up and was like, I don't know who did that. Like, that is fucked up. Like, I don't know what just happened. That sucks. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, and really,
there's the bag right there.
And people that have come from the arcades.
Look at my face. This is a cry for help right here. Do you see this? This is a cry for help. Help me. He is in another dimension at this point. Imagine if I wasn't there. Imagine if I wasn't there and Z ate the apples and it was just Kenny and him. Keep in mind that this is like a 2-day tournament or something, right? So I came back immediately after, like 8 a.m. or 6 a.m. the next day. I had like no time. So I finished that top 8 and I literally collapsed into a pile. And then I came home. Sometimes things just go bad. And this is just one of the stories I remember. I've had a lot of really wild weekends, chat. There's been a lot of them. Listen. Any more dirt on Giuna? Giuna is just, he's in that story, he is in a bad place at a bad time. Which is all his fault. Fuck Giuna. But also, I don't think any other bad stories about him. I don't remember, honestly. That might be it. Fuck Giuna. Little bussy.